We want the healthcare system to provide mental health care and address intergenerational trauma. And we specifically want youth supports for mental health care for intergenerational trauma.
We would like an authentic and mandatory curriculum and course that accurately represents Canadian history pre-European contact and which reflects Indigenous perspectives. Canadian history is Indigenous history. We want you to learn from and with Indigenous people instead of learning for us. So the curriculum should include partnerships with Indigenous community members.
That we want the government to change or eventually abolish the Indian Act and to immediately start, as in tomorrow, an effective inquiry into the missing and murdered Indigenous women and children.
We want the government to provide equal funding for Indigenous children on Reserve and in the North, including education, health, better housing, and clean water. We seek more funding and resources for skills training and employment opportunities to address economic gaps. We think the government should provide access to revenues from this country's natural resources for Indigenous communities. This could be via acceleration of First Nations land settlements, including fair and appropriate ownership or sharing of natural resource economics.
Canada and Canadians want this. They need this. They know they need this. They know they need this because this is not about the survivors. This is not about the adults in the room. This is about the children. This is about how we can make this a better place for the children. 7 generations of children went through residential schools. Perhaps 7 generations of children will be educated appropriately before they can feel that sense of pride and self-respect that they need in order to engage in that very important conversation that will bring about reconciliation, which is a conversation about mutual respect. We said in our report, and I'll tell you again, that it was education that was used as the vehicle to suppress, deny the existence of validity and the reality of Indigenous cultures and languages to those young children who were taken away from their families for so many years and so many generations. But it's education that holds the key to reconciliation going forward. Each day is a new opportunity for us to engage in reconciliation, and we must never stop doing that. We must ensure that the conversation on reconciliation continues each and every day. Getting to the truth was hard, but getting to reconciliation will be harder. The question is, what are you doing? And that includes the newcomers to this country. They may not own this history, but they own the future. And what are they going to do about reconciliation as well? Everybody has to contribute, because reconciliation is a responsibility for all of us.
That the leadership of asking, not telling, knowing that often the solutions are in the room. You pass the talking stick, you'll find out what's really on people's minds, and the solutions are already there.